Today is the 20th of March, I think it's the first day of spring, so we thought it'd be interesting just to do a little tour of the vegetable garden and show how it is at the moment. As you can see, it's in a lovely position here. We have the garden with lots of different beds in. They're between 120 and 150 metres wide with paths in the middle there. And then we have them in a rotation. We do a 4-year rotation where we have different crops. So let's start at the beginning. You can see just down here you've got a rhubarb bed. And here is our rhubarb, which will hopefully be ready in about a month's time. Next to it we have a parsnip bed. Okay, so you can see all the different parsnips here. This year we've directly planted them as opposed to do a direct seeding. I like to think we do a sort of intensive planting. That means we use a small area of land and we try and get a lot of crops in it. I just went and planted, this is fennel under these cages I planted this morning. Then we've got some rocket here, which is actually interplanted with the beetroot, which is last year's beetroot. And here you can see the beetroot with the different types of intercropping. So we'll be taking this out in the next few or 4 weeks, but just to make the most of it, we've already got and planted here some fast growing, sometimes known as oriental crops. We've got turnip tops, lithuma, and these will be out in about 3 or 4 weeks time, and then we will carry on planting the fennel in this way to have a fennel bed for the end of this season. The next two beds are alliums, and in the first one you can see we've gone and got young tender white onions, and in the second one at the end there we've gone and got elephant garlic. We find we can't grow ordinary garlic, so we grow elephant garlic. Elephant garlic isn't actually a garlic, it's a member of the leek family. Okay, so here's the elephant garlic. So this is a brassica bed from last season, and here we have Swedes and a local type of Swede. You can see we're getting quite a good size here. This is one of this year's brassica beds, which is sprouting. We have purple, early purple sprouting and white eye sprouting. Okay, this is the purple sprouting there, and here you can see the white-eyed sprouting. This is our early cabbage bed. This is Hispy. It's a variety which matures very quickly. It forms a very close, small-headed cabbage, and hopefully this will be ready in about 4 weeks' time. You can see the difference in the sizes. These ones here, which are slightly bigger, were planted under cloches to start with. Next are two asparagus beds which need weeding. And here's the first bit of asparagus waiting to be picked. Another brassica bed, these two beds. This one has been planted with flowering sprouts, a new variety. And then this is one of our traditional kales. You can see here with the cover crop, as we need the bed, we go up pulling up the oats, which leaves a lovely friable soil, which is what we've just done there. These we use for compost, and then we carry on planting. This is a lettuce bed again, and we're using the cloche technique to bring on the lettuce, which these will be ready when we open in a week or so's time, and then other lettuce there as well, which will be coming on in different successions. Under these cloches we've got leaf beet planted for coming up soon, and then this is the leaf beet from last year, which was planted in about June and will no doubt come to flower fairly soon, and we'll go on to use the other ones. This is going to be a strawberry bed. At the moment it's got the cover crop. We shall pull this out in the next couple of days and then plant the strawberries. These are a couple of strawberry beds, the older ones. We took runners off these strawberries back in the autumn, which are in the greenhouse ready to plant the new bed we saw earlier on. And these are the strawberry plants we've got ready to plant out in the strawberry bed. Broad beans. These one were planted at the end of October. You can see their flowers are on there rather nicely. And then again, with the idea of getting succession, these ones were planted at the beginning of June. A couple of onion beds here. Okay, and what we're doing with the onions here are the young onions which have been planted, and they're interplanted with carrots, which are just starting to germinate there. The cage is here to protect them from the cats or any other animal which might come in and disturb them. Our herb beds here, you can see it with sage and thyme. And then on the beds here we've got different types of chives and oregano. Okay, so here we have a potato bed, one of the earlier ones. You can see these are coming through nicely. Mona Lisa, an early variety, and then in a few days time we'll start putting the soil around them, but we'll leave that for about a week's time. Here we have endive we use for ourselves over when the hotel's shut. We have two types here. This is the blonde heart, and this is the more spiky type. Here are another herb. This is mint, ready for teas. Finally, our fruit beds. Here are the black currants, and then next to them we've got the raspberries. You can see the two types of raspberries here, the autumn raspberries which have been cut right down, which will fruit on this year's growth, and then the summer varieties where we train the stems up these wires and then they will fruit on this wood for in about June, July time. You can see here on the raspberries that they've been mulched with this rather lovely leaf mould. This is absolutely brilliant stuff, high in potassium, very good for your fruits. And here's our bin of leaf mould, collected leaves ready for the leaves next year. Last but not least, this is the greenhouse where you can see all the pepper plants there. We've got the strawberries in the distance, and then this is a range of lettuce which we're eating at the moment, which will soon be planted up with tomatoes. And here's one of our many compost bins, and this is really the most important thing in the organic growing. We mulch with this all the time.